Howdy everyone, welcome to episode 20 of the J76 Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Jimmy Wild, and I've been out of action for a little while. I won't lie, and that wasn't exactly on purpose, but I'm back and it feels good to be creating again. So thanks for hanging in there. To get back in the swing of things, this will be a news-heavy episode. Lots to share and talk about. Going to be adding a new gaming release schedule section, so look forward to that. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming and hardware content. Also, catch me on Twitch on most Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. And I will say that I have been horrible about streaming, but I'm working on that. I'm probably going to stream Atelier Ryza 2 on Tuesday, and then Outriders demo on Thursday, Saturday this week, and then we'll kind of work on a new plan for streaming, because to be honest with you, I don't have a game right now that I'm no-lifing, that I'm like, oh my god, and I can't put down. I'm kind of bouncing around, so I don't know exactly what to stream, but we'll figure that out. As always, timestamps available, so feel free to skip around, and I will have a link in the description to the print version of this episode on my website, j76gaming.net, and that will have all of the links to the pages and anything that we look at in this episode. So don't forget to check that out. And with that, let's get going. All right, so quick update. Where have I been? Well, it's a long story, so I'll give you the short version. The first thing is I've had a couple of power outages here in Texas. You may have heard about at least this recent one on the news nationwide. But I've lost 2 weeks of filming and of gaming to power outages so far this year. So that's always fun. Thank you, Texas. And then also cedar fever. I'm not sure if anyone knows what anyone else knows what cedar fever is, but if you don't, you're lucky. If you do, you know where I'm coming from. But cedar fever is like the cedar trees down here in Texas. They just dump all this pollen and people lose their minds because it's awful. Think about it like having a really bad cold, but it lasts longer and you can't really do anything about it. So it's like headaches and stuffy nose and sore throat, and then you're just overall exhausted. At least I am. And this is the worst case that I've ever had. It lasted 6 weeks. So imagine having a cold for 6 weeks. It's not exactly fun. So I think I think that my body has actually built up a resistance to my allergy meds, and I know this kind of sounds silly, but I'm sure that's not helping. And then this was the second worst cedar season in history, as in it had the highest pollen count. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, so that's kind of where I've been. So like when you get worn out, like it's just like, oh, I don't want to get up and stream, or I don't want to get up and record. So I did a lot of TV watching. So good stuff. But anyway, now that I'm done moaning about that, let's just go ahead and get into the news. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the gaming news to start with. And I mean, this could be the only news of the week. This is the only news that really matters to me. And I'm kidding, but I'm also kind of not, because this was the most exciting thing. And that is, of course, BlizzConline. I think they're actually saying it like one word now, BlizzConline, BlizzCon Online 2021. But anyways, it's happening. Diablo 2 Resurrected it's happening. All of the rumors are finally validated, and we have an official announcement. Oh, thank you, Jeebus. Like this turns my 2021 gaming plan upside down. Because, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a disaster when this launches for my life, for gaming, anything other than this. And, yeah. Ooh, sorry, I'm still a little bit in shock on this. But anyway, so the one thing that I'll bring up about this, and there's lots of content about it on YouTube, but we don't have a date yet. sometime 2021, and they didn't nail anything down beyond that. And there is going to be a technical alpha that they're going to have to collect information. So that sign up is available on the Blizzard site, on the Blizzard page for Diablo 2. So I'll put a link as usual, but just to point that out. And let's see. So what else did they have? They had Diablo 4. They announced the Rogue. They had a new trailer for the Rogue class, which looks pretty cool. Kind of a combination of, the original Rogue, Assassin, and Demon Hunter. When I saw it, I immediately thought Demon Hunter from Diablo 3. But then other people have pointed out like Rogue in Diablo 1, and like I think it was Assassin in 2. But anyway, so Diablo 4, we got a little bit more news there, and there's some they had some Q&A to go through. So check that out. For those World of Warcraft players, Burning Crusade is being added to the Classic Edition, so that's kind of cool. That'll be opt-in, so you don't have to take your characters into it if you don't want to. And they announced a Shadowlands patch that's going to have a new location, and then a new raid, and a new mega dungeon. So I haven't really played WoW that much. I think I told that story about why I don't, but anyway, I don't play very much, but that's just news. Also, they announced this arcade collection, which is 3 of the first 3 games that Blizzard put out, I guess. So Lost Vikings, Blackthorn, and Rock and Roll Racing. So you can check that out. Yeah, so that was BlizzCon. So yeah, what else we got? So Mass Effect Legendary Edition, we've already talked about this, but it does have available pre-order now, and it does have a new revised release date of May 14th. So I think, if I remember right, this used to be set for June sometime, or first half, or whatever. But anyways, we have an actual date of May 14th now, so that's pretty cool. What else? So for you Final Fantasy fans like this guy, Final Fantasy 11 has the Return Home to Vana'diel campaign, so you can log in for free. It's running now until March 1st. And then also in Final Fantasy 14, they have the free login campaign. That's running now until March 31st, so you can actually play for quite a while there. So that's cool. I'm really itching to play 14 again, but I probably won't get in there, but because I don't want to get addicted to it again. Not because I dislike the game, I just don't want to get addicted. I have a hard enough time not playing 11. I don't need to add 14 back into it. But anyway, that's it for the game news. Like I talked about earlier, we'll get into the schedule and the releases. That'll be after all of the regular news. So anyway, that's it for games. Let's get into console news. All right, to get us started on the console news, I just thought this was funny. This is kind of irrelevant, but John Carmack from id Software, he thinks that Xbox and PlayStation should just auction their own consoles and cut out the middleman, which is kind of an interesting thought. But one of the things that they point out in here I think is kind of funny and sad, really sad, up to 15% of PlayStation 5 sales went to scalpers. That's a lot. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, what did we say before? They've already sold millions. So even if it's 2 million they sold, that's like 300,000. Wait. Yeah, 300,000 went to scalpers, and they were making hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars a sale. So anyways, not to get too big of a bummer about that, but I just thought it was funny. It's an interesting thought, though, right? Like if you just went to the Sony page and then they had a bunch of different ones that you could bid on. I don't know. Actually, that would be another thing, is they could list its starting bid $499.99, retail price, whatever, MSRP. And then they could, whatever they sell over, they could donate to charity. That would be interesting. Because, I mean, ultimately, I would be against people like Sony themselves selling a PlayStation on it as an auction. I think I would be against that, but I don't know. Anyway, it's interesting to think about. All right, so on the Xbox exclusive side, we got this FPS boost, which is Xbox is going to be running older games at a higher frame rate, basically. So, and this headline says double frame rates, but anyway, it's just some of the older games in your collection that you can like play again. Because I think we talked about this before. Also, is that since there's not a ton of new games, like the Xbox Series X is great for running your old games that you maybe want to play again. Maybe they're going to run a little bit smoother, take advantage of the new GPU, faster loading times, stuff like that. But anyway, so there's a few games in here: Far Cry 4, Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4, and Watch Dogs 2. So I'm going to play exactly 0 of those games, so it doesn't really matter. But if they start expanding that, it could be interesting. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, I just put this in here just so I can have a snarky comment. But actually, I should look it up. Who is this? Someone was complaining there. One of the developers for a games was complaining about having an Xbox Series S with lower GPU horsepower than the Xbox Series X, and they're like, it's hard to develop a game for 2 different GPUs. And I was like, get out of here. Have you ever thought of the PC space where you have basically people going and playing games on anywhere from a potato to a 3090? Like, come on. Like, it's hard. There's 2 different kinds. 2 kinds. Get out of here. Like, sorry, my Xbox fanboy, my Team Xbox is showing there. But anyways, boom. What else we got? Okay, so another Xbox thing. One of my complaints about the Xbox, well, a couple of small complaints about the Xbox, let's say it that way, is it doesn't look as fresh, and it doesn't, like, the software of it just doesn't feel as good as the PlayStation 5 does. So maybe this stuff will help. So I took some notes. What do we write down here? So Major Nelson says we got some platform updates coming. So what does that mean? So more features to the mobile app. So that's cool. Which I think the mobile app for Xbox is phenomenal already. So I think there's some issues with Xbox Live not being able to handle all of the traffic, but the app itself is really nice. Updating features on the console, like achievement tracking and broadcasting, which the whole broadcasting situation from the Xbox is not amazing, because you have to, like, Sony, like, it feels like they actually thought about it. And Xbox is like, hey, here's a new console. Oh crap, we need to actually let people stream from it. Like, that's just kind of thing. So hopefully they make some good improvements there. Maybe actually some system support instead of all in individual apps. So that would be nice. And then also I'm hoping, now it doesn't say this is just my wishing out loud, is that they'll have some UI updates, because I like the Xbox UI, but I don't love it. And when you put them side by side to Xbox and PlayStation, you're like, PlayStation, that looks next gen. Xbox looks okay, but it works, so it's all good. What else we got? Oh yeah, okay, so this is interesting. Well, it's not interesting. It's kind of cool though. So Xbox finally announces they have like their own branded headphones. Like, it's about time. Like, look at the Sony Pulse 3D Pulse, whatever. Those things are flying off the shelves, like, along with anything else, I guess. But so it'll be good to have Xbox like stepping up there, because now, to be honest, I'm not going to buy these, but it is nice when you don't know what is compatible and what's going to work well, to have Xbox come out and say, oh, you don't know? Here you go. This one is the one you want. And then, it's just nice for those people that don't want to do the research and be like, okay, well, these headphones do this and this does do this and this doesn't work with Xbox and this does and blah, blah, blah. So it's cool that they did that. All right. So not to bash Sony, but I love the DualSense joysticks or controllers. Do we call them joysticks anymore? Controllers. They're amazing, but apparently there is an issue with drift, and now there's an actual class action lawsuit filed against Sony. So that'll be interesting to kind of keep a watch. But my issue hasn't been drift. My issue has been the vibration function on one, because I don't know how many controllers I have, a lot, but one of the ones that I have, like the vibration, it rattles already. I'm like, come on, I've only had it for a couple months now. So, but anyway, so this will be interesting to see what comes of this. But all right, well, it looks like we're into the hardware news now. So to start off the hardware news, let's go into AMD. And then on a personal note, I think last time I said that my 5900X was shipping. It actually has arrived now, and I do have it in my new gaming machine. So it's effectively done. So that's good, but it's only done, air quotes, until I water cool it, which I hope that I don't do. So it's kind of nice to have a PC that you can swap parts out to be flexible and not worry about, like, well, when the power outage, I have like my computer's wrapped in blankets trying to keep them warm because I don't want the water in them to actually freeze. But that's anyway, that's too much. You guys didn't need to know that much about it. But anyway, so let's get into actual real news other than my personal drama. Apparently, the 5000 series CPUs are failing. Okay, that's not good. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this. So let's take a look at this here. But apparently, on the higher end ones, it's worse. Because, I mean, what do we have? Our 5900X, out of 50 units, 8 were DOA. 5900, 4 out of 50. So, I mean, that seems like a lot. So even the 5600X at 3 out of 120, that seems like way too much. Because, I mean, in general, for tech, I think that once you go over a 1% like failure rate, that's excessive. So yeah, once you're over 1 in 100, that's too many. But anyway, so we'll kind of keep watch on this. We'll see what happens, but it is scary. I wonder if they're trying to crank them out so fast, maybe some of the quality control is dropping off. But anyway, we'll see. So Nvidia made the news again. I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know, whatever. It's Nvidia. I love their products, but I don't love Nvidia. Let's just say it that way. So they have released crypto mining exclusive, not exclusive, but designed GPUs to try to combat all of the sales of the gaming cards. And like, I want to commend them that, like, that's kind of cool, but it's like, they're like just kind of taking advantage of and throwing out more products, which, I mean, they're a business, that's what they should do. But it's not like they're trying to play the good guy Nvidia card when it's like, you're still a business. So whatever. But anyways, the other side of this, on the new GPUs, and I believe this is limited to the 3060, they're going to be decreasing the mining performance of their cards. And like they're going to cut it in half to try to dissuade people from buying them for mining. And then, so this article here is that Nvidia is saying that it's going to be really hard for miners to actually break their limitation. So hopefully that's true. But anytime that you say, hey, internet, you guys totally can't break this, and that's just like challenge accepted, and it's going to be broken in a couple days, but we'll see. But yeah, the thing that's concerning though is I wonder, I hope that they stay true to this, that Nvidia's not going to nerf the performance on its existing GPUs, because it's actually, I don't love the idea of them being able to just release software that drops performance. And like if they put it in new drivers, let's say, somehow, I'm completely making this up, right? If they put it in new drivers, and then if you wanted to get, let's say, the new Outriders is a game I'm looking forward to, maybe it's going to have some Nvidia driver fine tuning, but what if they put the mining performance in that driver version as well? So like you kind of get in this situation is like, I want the new driver, but I don't want the bad side of it. So I hope that they don't do shady things like that, but we'll see. So yeah. Okay, so I got one little Intel headline just so Intel doesn't feel bad, but also so I can make another snarky comment about this. But so this is all speculation, right? But apparently we should all be excited because Intel is going to actually try to compete with the Ryzen 9 5900X with its new 12th gen CPU. And I just kind of want to be like, I hope so. Like, why would they not want to compete with it? Why would they not try to compete with it? So anyways, apparently the new architecture is going to be pretty powerful, but that remains to be seen. I am rooting for Intel because I want Intel to make sure that they push AMD, and I want AMD to continue to push Intel. So come on, we all win in this situation. So let's bring it. And one kind of random thing here, and I love Lian Li. I have two cases. Yes, I have two Lian Li cases, and then I have a bunch of their Uni Fans. So the news here is that they have a new model of the Uni Fans. So those of you that are not aware, they're fans that you can link together instead of having an individual cable going to all of the fans. There's like one set of cables that goes into your block of fans, up to 4, and then you can control them that way and power them that way. So that's pretty cool. Try to keep your case a little bit cleaner is all, which is super important for those of us PC building nerds. But anyways, the new models are the AL120 and AL120 and AL140. So the 120 millimeter, 140 millimeter, as opposed to the SL120 and SL140. Now, there's not a ton of information, but it looks like, sorry, just pulling up my notes. It looks like improved airflow. I think it was like on the 120 millimeter, it was like 58 CFM to 64 CFM on the new ones on the AL120. So that's a non-zero improvement. So that's cool. Improved static pressure, only barely. And then they're going to run a few decibels quieter. So I mean, it seems like it's all good stuff, but they're coming in April, and so they'll be sold out instantly. But yeah, if you're building a PC and you want some fans, that's a new option. All right, I think that wraps up our traditional news section. And then next we'll get into the new stuff about game releases. All right, so the new stuff, new. This section is going to be game releases, recent game releases, and updates. So this is not like an exhaustive list. This is just things that are in my world and that I would care about or have heard about. So anyways, No Man's Sky got another update. Freaking love No Man's Sky. It's good stuff. I haven't actually got a chance to play this, but this companions update allows you to have pets, or it adds like a pet system, so you can. I don't know if you can like tame, but you can. You can get eggs and actually raise and modify and hatch these new animals in the game. They'll hang out with you. They'll dig up hidden items. They'll protect you in a fight. I don't know. Sounds pretty cool. You're like, well, how come you haven't tried this? Well, I haven't had power for a week, so I'm getting caught up. Thanks, Texas. Anyway, so that's new. What else we got that's new? We got Super Mario 3D World on Nintendo Switch. And this is the remaster of the Wii U game. And it had some additional content and just like, quality of life type stuff. So that's pretty cool. If you got some kiddos in the family or you're a big kiddo, check that out. All right, so that's all I got for recent stuff, recent releases that, like I said, that are on my radar. Let's get into upcoming releases. So these are confirmed dates. So we'll talk about the non-confirmed stuff after that, but the confirmed dates that we have. Outriders. We got so the actual release date was moved from February 2nd to April 1st. Not a joke, according to them. It's not a joke. It's April 1st. And but the demo is going to come out on the 25th. So I guess 3 days after this goes live. So Thursday, February 25th. And then this is a shot. It'll be hard to see, but like I said, I'll have links below. But it's a global release, and it is not timed. It will stay active until launch, or maybe after launch. I don't know. But anyway, the global release time. So it releases the same time everywhere. Or excuse me, one time. So like whatever time zone you're in, you have to adjust off of that. So on February 25th, if you're East Coast, it's 12 noon. So West Coast is 9 a.m. So that's pretty cool that they're releasing it in the daytime instead of like another one of those 11 o'clock midnight type releases. So thank you for that. Although it's going to make it really hard for me to work all day, knowing that I would have access to it at 11 o'clock. I may just, that's one thing, is they're not going to do a preload. So that'll be one thing, is you can download it while you're at work and then play it later. So on Reddit, they have a page. This is like kind of everything that you need to know about it, which I just covered. I covered the time, but let's just cover a couple highlights. It's a demo, not a beta. And all of your, let's see. So it's single time zone or single global release, covered that. All platforms. Download size is 24 gig on PC, 22 on consoles. Preloading is not planned. Crossplay will be available in the demo, but it's still beta form. No time limit. I was looking for. Okay, here we go. You will be able to transfer your progress if you play the main game on the same platform account. So PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. So if you play on PlayStation and you play, I don't know, a lot, and you play all 6 character slots or whatever, and you build up all the resources, like you get all the crafting materials and all the weapons or whatever, your progress will carry over until the release of in the launch of the game. So a phenomenal opportunity to get ahead, which I will take every advantage of. Mostly for the crafting mats, collecting, because I mean the weapons, I think this caps at level 7, so like level 7 weapons aren't going to be that great, but all of the crafting mats that you could collect and use later, good stuff. But anyway, so if you got more questions, go ahead and check that out. Actually, that's funny. I just looked at their page, and their page still says still says February 2nd. That's funny. But anyway, it is actually April 1st, the move. All right, so what else we got? We got on February 25th, also on the same day as the Outrider demo, we have Ghosts and Goblins, Resurrection launching on Switch, which I will definitely be getting. It's unfortunate because I'm going to prioritize Outriders, but I may sneak in a little bit of Ghosts and Goblin time, just because I'm pretty excited for this. So anyway, February 25th, that's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. All right. What else we got? We got Bravely Default 2 coming on February 26th. So Friday. That's also on the Switch. I didn't play Bravely Default 1. It's on the list. Never got to it. But anyway. We also have Harvest Moon One World coming on March 2nd. So this is kind of a big launch here. Switch March 2nd, which is, that's a Tuesday, or traditional Tuesday launch there. Now, there's a couple of upcoming unconfirmed games, or not unconfirmed games. The games are confirmed, unconfirmed launch dates. So we have Kena Bridge of Spirits, which I'm been talking about since the announcement. I can't wait for this. The release is set on the Sony pages first quarter 2021. So hopefully within the next month we'll see this, or at least we'll get some sort of update on to when we'll be able to play it. And boom, Senua Saga Hellblade 2. And this was originally given a launch window of November 2020 through March 2021. So once again, hopefully we'll hear about when it's actually going to launch, or it'll come out real soon. So I mean, I got a bad feeling that it's going to be pushed, because you would think that we would know by now when it's going to come out, because this is a big deal for Xbox. This game is going to be a technical marvel for them, and it's going to be like one of those let's show off the system. So I'm assuming they want it out as soon as possible. But yeah, so that's it for the upcoming game releases, and we'll kind of keep this going every week, because I said it before in the last episode a while back, was there are so many games coming in 2021. It is outrageous. And a lot of them are going to be shifting their time, their launch windows, thanks to all of the shenanigans happening in the world right now. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. That was it was good. It felt good to be back in front of the camera, back talking. Yeah, especially the last week. The last week I've just been staring at the wall or staring at my phone, hoping the battery didn't run out, and reading Reddit. Stupid power outage. But anyway, hope that you guys like it. Let me know if you like the new release news section. Let me know if you don't. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon.